Welcome to Rocket Raccoon Simulator! We've got explosions, we've got random crafting, and we've got a raccoon. Oh, well, I mean, it's kind of not really a raccoon, and it's actually Biomutant, but it's basically Rocket Raccoon Simulator. You know, the only other places you can actually play as Rocket Raccoon is, well, there's the Guardians of the Galaxy game. There's also Marvel Rivals. You can't play it on that one, though. So, this is Rocket Raccoon Simulator. Officially. Right? I am getting the Platinum Trophy on every single game I own, and at the moment we are doing the A to Z Platinum Challenge. So this is basically just getting a Platinum for every letter of the alphabet A to Z. So we are on letter B for the A to Z Challenge, and we are doing Biomutant, which is, as I say, the Rocket Raccoon Simulator. That's what it feels like, that's what it plays like, and honestly, to the core, it really is. You know, you're crafting weapons, that's what Rocket Raccoon does. You're playing as a raccoon. I mean, it's not actually a raccoon, I don't actually know what this thing is, but it's pretty much a raccoon. It looks like Rocket Raccoon, so he's gonna get treated like Rocket Raccoon. This one was... It wasn't too long, it wasn't too grindy, it wasn't too boring, but it was just kind of in that sweet spot, you know? I mean, the actual guide for it says 3 out of 10 difficulty, 30 hours, 1 playthrough, which I'd say is pretty average. As I've said in previous videos, 3 out of 10 difficulty is average. Like, it should be 5 out of 10, because there's really not many above 5. So the average isn't really average, it's more of a median. And then the time, I mean, I've played games that take hundreds of hours to plat, so you know, it's fine. We start off with the classic character creation. You know, you got to choose your sort of skill base, you've got to choose how your person actually looks, and then you do your sort of, you know, prologue mission, which gives you a trophy. So that's a nice little trophy right off the bat. And then the game just explains everything like I've never seen a button before. The old classic, you know how it goes. Then after that, you've got to join a tribe, you've got to capture outposts. You know, it's basically a Far Cry game, but it's not a Far Cry game. I think Far Cry's really drawn inspiration from many of these games. But once you've done that tutorial, you're going to sort of meet your first main characters. You've got Goop and Gulp. They are actually different people, believe it or not. And there's a trophy for winning a drinking competition against Gulp, so we've got that one. So that's another trophy in the bag. And there's a few miscellaneous ones we can get sort of straight away, so stuff like riding a 500 meters, you've got possess more than 1,000 green leaf, which it doesn't actually happen straight away, but it's something you can start working towards. So there's a few things we want to work towards as we make our way through the game that are going to be really grindy if we don't work towards now. So there's one which is defeat 50 enemies using Super Wushu. Now this is basically something you can activate when you do a few different combinations of things really quickly. So whenever I get into a fight, I just sort of blast a special attack, blast another special attack, blast yet a third special attack.
A box with a question mark inside, another box with a question mark, 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 and yet another box with a question mark, then a box with a question mark.
And then use Super Wushu. Now you need to do this 50 times, which is a lot. So again, I'm just working towards this as I go through constantly. There's that green leaf we need to get 1,000 of, and then we also need to obtain 10 of each crafting resource. So, you know, we're looking towards this stuff as we make our way through the game. It's a nice little side quest, nice little list, shopping list, little grocery list, if you will, as we make our way through. As we discover our first Twinkle Crash site, we will also get another bronze trophy for that bad boy. And then pretty early on, you'll defeat 25 bandits. That'll give you another miscellaneous gold trophy. No, bronze. Sorry about that. And a bunch more sort of grindier ones. You know, you've got stuff like unlock all gun proficiency skills, unlock all melee weapon proficiency skills. So these are things we're going to be working on as we make our way through and as we get skill points. And then we need to upgrade 2 attributes to 100. So that, again, that's using as we level up and we get more skill points. We need to put them into specifically 2 to get that trophy. There's also one to recode your DNA, which is basically changing class. So I did that at one point halfway through the game, and then I just changed it back. So that gives us another bronze trophy. There's some specific ability trophies, so we've got 20 enemies using the Kai Spark ability, which once you've got that ability, you can just go around enemies getting them. So we did that. That's another bonus trophy for us, a little cheeky earner. Also reached level 25 with a specific character class, so we did that just by grinding the game and making our way through the story, really. If you are enjoying this video, by the way, please do subscribe, as I am very small on this channel, and we want to get ourselves up so that more Platinum enjoyers can get the video, so please do subscribe if you're enjoying. Cheers. So in terms of what the story actually is, I mean, it's not really... I mean, is there a story? Can you call it a story? It's kind of just, you know, like, do things. So you kind of start off and you have to just basically get with a clan, and then you're just defeating the other clans, basically. You can get in with more than one clan, sort of. And yeah, it's that sort of Far Cry thing, you know, you're capturing the flag. This is now Call of Duty. We are now in the war zone. We've got weapons. But no, you need to just basically make your way around the map. Defeat the bosses in the specific areas, and you keep going back to your little Awa tree in the middle. There's a little bit of an Avatar situation going on, you know, a bit of a tree in the middle. We've got our boy in there, and you know, he's sort of getting us in that middle tree. So yeah, there's a few bosses around the map, and then there's also those tribes, those clans. So there's actually a trophy to defeat or subdue all 5 rival tribe leaders. So you basically get a different reward depending on whether you defeat or subdue them. I think for most of them, I subdued them, but I did a bit of a mix just to keep things a bit interesting here. And there's also one for discovering all 6 forts, so you actually get that before you defeat them. So that's another 2 silver trophies. There's a whopping 16 side characters to get as well, by the way. This is social trophy. It's a gold trophy because 16 is a lot of characters to try find in this game. There's also discover all 15 world gadgets. So this is another grindy sort of collectible trophy. It's a gold trophy, and the way you do it, you can actually track this as a quest, and it will sort of mark on the map where you need to go for it. So it's not actually too bad. It's yeah, it's not too bad really. It's just the grind, but we know the grind. We've done Death Stranding, we've done Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We know the grind. But yeah, those big bosses, they're actually classed as missable because this game, believe it or not, being a little indie game, is actually glitchy, and some of those boss trophies might not even pop though. We were advised to make a save before the fight, just in case. But there's also, you have to do like specific things in the boss fight. It's not actually for killing the boss fight. So if you kill the boss without doing the little miscellaneous task, yeah, you'd miss it and it'd be missable and you'd have to do the whole game again. So we made sure to go out of our way to do these miscellaneous tasks in the boss fight before getting the boss even remotely close to dead, because I was not risking that shit. So the first one is detonate 3 bang balls on the Porky Puff. Now this wasn't actually that bad, and you'd kind of do it just by normally killing it, so that was fine. Then we've got feed the Jumbo Puff World Eater 6 squips, or squib. I mean, it's kind of spelt weird. Just don't worry about the spelling on it. But yeah, that was one of the miscellaneous trophies. Again, not really that bad, to be honest. You just kind of do it while you're fighting it. Then we've got feed the Mark Puff 10 Guppos. Now this one was a little bit harder because the time you have in the boss fight between actually starting to attack it and actually killing it isn't that long if you're good, I guess. And yeah, you have to feed it 10 Guppos, which we managed to do, so that's another bronze trophy. That's 3 bronze trophies right there. And then finally we've got pull all teeth from the hoof poof, which, yeah, this was slightly harder again, but as long as you know what you're doing, as long as you're seeing a guide before you go in there, as long as you can make a save. I don't think I actually did, to be honest, but as long as you know what you're doing before you go into the fight, it's easy to do. It's fine. Don't worry about it. 4 bronze trophies for you, my friend. Well done. Good job. You know, you earned that stuff. You wear those bronze trophies with pride. Oh, and then when you killed all 4, you'll actually get a gold trophy for killing all 4. So yeah, that's quite a nice little trophy to pop in there. That's going straight in my basket.
Ooh! Extra spicy sauce. That's going straight in my basket.
Now, there's also another sort of missable, maybe not missable, but one that's quite hard to get, and you'll basically see this bear, this nice little big, little stuffy, soft, little friendly guy around the map. Every now and again, he'll just sort of appear there, just, you know, like God, basically. And if you go up to him, you can actually get upgrades, which is for a miscellaneous trophy, Toy Tinkerer. So these upgrades to the automaton. Now, again, you have to keep an eye out for this guy because he can spawn quite far away from you, so you have to keep your eye out. Now, he will keep spawning, so it's not like you miss it, but if you miss him, you're going to have to wait a while for him to spawn again, so, we kind of kept an eye out, and we managed to get him. To spawn a few times, got this, and yeah, it's another bronze little trophy for us there. Another one of those miscellaneous trophies that is, earnable whenever, but you have to be in a certain area. It's called Tar Up, so you have to drown 5 enemies in oil during combat. Now, there's only a few places that actually have oil. There's one area that actually has a lot of oil, but it's kind of hard there because you sort of just going around in vehicles rather than actual. Oh, that's, by the way, you get like a mech at one point. That's a whole different conversation. But yeah, there's an area in sort of like a gassy, toxic ass area where it's got little patches of oil around. This is where I did it. I just basically got the enemies to spawn. Go away, come back. The enemies spawned, and I just lobbed them in there. Just give them a little push, in the oil, and you're good to go. That's another bronze trophy for the list. Now, at this point, you've probably done most of the trophies. We've discovered all of the biomes. We have gone over all of the different types of water in the sort of jet ski looking ass thing, which is a trophy, by the way. I guess just mainly for upgrading it to the max, I suppose. We've done all the miscellaneous stuff, all the collectible stuff. There's the 5 different ones for collecting 20 of these collectible things. Some of them are easier than others. Some you can literally just go away from an area, come back, 3 will spawn, you grab it, go away, come back. Others are a lot more difficult. I remember staying awake at night, struggling to sleep because of one area in the cliffs where you had to go there. And bear in mind, I think you had to do it at night time, so you had to be at a specific time of day. And you'd go through this area, and if there wasn't something at the end of it, that was it. You'd just have to skip to the next day. And my God, it was so but yeah, no, apart from that, the trophy journey was really, really nice. I do have bad memories of it. The one that I just sort of said, which I think I went into a trance state when I was saying that. But other than those miscellaneous ones, you just got stuff for making your way through the story. There's those 50, super duper califragilisticexpialidocious kill. I think I said that wrong. Kills, which you had to work, your way through as you made your way through the game. How good is this game? I mean, it's probably average. Now, when I say that, do I give it out of 3 out of 10, like the trophy guides do for difficulty? I mean, I'm not giving it a rating for difficulty. We're just generally rating the game. I'd say average. When I say that, I do mean 5 out of 10. As an overall game, it was pretty fun. It got very repetitive. The story's kind of non-existent. The graphics are I played it on PS5 version, which made it a lot easier to play, but I think the PS4 version is very low frames. So, overall, yeah, a 5. Now, the difficulty, it really wasn't difficult at all. I think 3 out of 10 is accurate on my scale, where 5 would be average. I think it is very below average. Maybe a 4, just for some of the miscellaneous ones, I suppose. We'll give it a 4. Well, yeah, we'll give it a 4. Treat yourself. For the time, I don't actually have the record of how long it took me to get the platinum. I think 30 hours is fairly accurate, so I'm going to just round it up a little bit to 35, because I remember spending a long time grinding for some of those collectible ones, and I think it took me longer than average, so I'm going to say 35 hours. Story, again, I mean, there's not really a story here. It's one of those games, they had an idea for something, they wanted to put it into a game, they sort of had to add a little narrative just to get you in the door, and yeah, it's probably like a 2 for the story, honestly. And then the grind, it was pretty grindy. I've played grindier games for sure, so it's probably like a 6 or a 7 for grind. It's really not the worst, but it is what it is. It's a pretty fun game. Do I recommend playing it, going out of your way to play it? No, I kind of just mainly did it for the B for the A to Z Platinum Challenge. I do like a game where you play as animals. This is probably on the lower end of the spectrum for those, but it's not the worst. So, overall, not too bad. But yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking with me through the trophy journey, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, of course, be sure to subscribe so you can see the future trophy videos and platinum journeys. And yeah, for now, I'll let you go. Cheers, and see you later.